guys ever ordered online and you know, you feel pretty confident that what you order is what you're going to get? I felt really good about this order for this video. One of my subscribers, Michael, suggested in the gem shop video that I filmed in the comments a few different gem shops that I should check out. I ended up going with Kingsley North. I'd heard some good things about them, so I thought, let's give it a shot. Let's buy some beautiful agates that we can cut open. They had a 3-pound minimum for Brazilian agates, so I ordered 3 pounds. I went with one that said rough because Michael said, if I don't get something that says tumbling rough, I'm going to get a huge chunk. Now, I think I neglected the tumbling part of Michael's advice. So I got a giant 3-pound Brazilian agate that I guess we're going to have to cut open. It's going to take a while to cut this, and we're going to have to cut it several times, I guess in slabs, and then we'll see if we can make something out of it. So we do have a little bit of a window right here. You can see the chalcedony is brown, translucent, and you can sort of see the agate banding around here. So I guess we'll start on this end. We'll just sort of cut. Well, now that was a very frustrating but successful cut. There is just like dirt lodged right in this middle part. It's the same on this other side too. So I'm going to go clean this really quickly, and we'll sort of see what we're working with. That looks really cool. On the one piece we have cut. Well, that was by far the most frustrating cut I've ever seen. You could see from the video footage, I'm sure, how much I was struggling with that rock being way too big for my saw. But we did get a really pretty agate in here. And I think we may be able to do something with this piece. And I'm sort of going to strategize the rest of the rock, and you'll see it again in another video. But what I'm thinking is we make a pendant out of this part up here. I think it would be really pretty. The depth in this agate, it might be hard to see on here, but it's absolutely gorgeous. Just so you can sort of visualize how frustrating that was. You can see how dirty I am. You can see how soaking wet and dirty my sleeve is on this side, along with my shoulder. My hair is now soaking wet and dirty from all of that silica in the rocks. So I think we're still going to end up with a really pretty pendant. So despite how frustrating that was, hopefully the frustrating part is over. All right, let's find a suitable template. So I don't totally have an idea. We'll just go with the shape that looks the best. Okay, too big. That's not bad. I don't dislike that. I feel like that's wasting a little bit. That's not bad either. I think I prefer the wider one. What about straight circles? Oh, that's pretty cool. I think that's my favorite so far. Slightly smaller. If we can work it out, I'd like the slightly bigger one. We've got squares. I don't know. I think I'm not feeling square. Here's teardrop. That's not bad. I love a teardrop. We've got sort of like a, I'm gonna call this like a squoval. That's not bad. A little more organic than a square, which I like. One more. I don't know that I have the skill to do a heart, even if we could work it out. That would be pretty cute. I know people say women don't like heart-shaped jewelry. Maybe I'm cheesy, but I like heart-shaped jewelry, so, you know, to each their own. That would be really cute. But again, I'm not sure I have the skill for that. So, I'm thinking teardrop. All right, we're stenciled up. Now let's saw this down so that we can get our shape. You know, this is what the bottom of that looks like, which makes me feel like I could plausibly cut this rock in half, although it's still so giant that I still don't think it would fit on my saw. Like, it's huge. If you have any suggestions of what I should do with this giant rock to make it more manageable, other than buy a larger $1,000 saw, let me know. All right, here's the finished necklace. I'm pretty happy with it. I wish I had been able to get the agate banding more aligned so it went straight up on the necklace, but because of some cuts in the rock and chips, I wasn't able to get it exactly straight on here. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm surprised it turned out translucent because the rock is very brown. The chalcedony looks really brown, but it turned out completely translucent around the banding, which is pretty cool, and I'm really happy with that. All right, guys, let me know what you'd like to see next time. What should I order from Kingsley North next time? And specifically, what sort of small thing should I order from Kingsley North next time? Guys, I'll see you next Wednesday at 11.